You thought I'd disappear. You thought the fire would die, but you forgot one thing. Some scars don't break a man, they build a weapon. I wake up every morning with a battle in my vein, another chapter written from the ashes and the pain. You thought I'd fade away, you thought I'd lose my name, but every shot you fired only fed the flame. You're standing in the mirror, trying to hide what you became, while I'm climbing through the darkness and I'm forging my own fate. When you see my face, I hope it brings you hell, hope it brings you hell, hope it rings that bell. When you hear my name, I hope you feel the weight of every lie you told and every choice you made. When you see my rise, I hope it burns your pride, hope it shows you everything you tried to hide. You had your chance, now the story tells. When you see my shadow, I hope it brings you hell. You built your little kingdom out of whispers and disguise, wore a crown made out of rumors while you buried all your lies. You thought nobody noticed, you thought nobody could see, but the truth has a way of haunting every ghost eventually. Now I'm standing like a thunderstorm you never saw rise. The one you tried to bury is the one who stayed alive. And maybe once I cared, maybe once I believed, but the person you betrayed is the person you release. When you see my face, I hope it brings you hell, hope it brings you hell, hope it tells the tale. When you hear my name, I hope you feel the sound of a fallen warrior who refused to stay down. When you see my fame, I hope it burns your pride, hope it shows you everything you left behind. You played your games, now the truth prevails. When you see my shadow, I hope it brings you hell. Tomorrow you'll be wondering how the pieces slipped away, how the person you dismissed became the storm you face today. You'll search for an excuse, you'll rewrite what you've done, but history remembers who was hiding and who won. I don't need your apology, I don't need your fake regret. I turned every broken moment into something you won't forget. You can keep your memory, they're ashes in the wind. You can keep your promises, they were broken from within. Look me in the eyes now, see the monster you helped create. Every scar became a weapon, every loss became a fate. You wanted me defeated, you wanted me to fall, but the voice you tried to silence is now louder than them all. When you see my face, remember what you did. When you hear my name, remember who you betrayed. When you see my rise, remember every lie. When you feel the fire, know I survived. When you see one you tried to bury now controls the road. When you see my fame, I hope you understand. You never broke me, you only built this man. The war is over, but the story tells. When you see my shadow, I hope it brings you hell. I hope it brings you hell. The fire you started became the light I carry. The enemy you created became the legend you remember.
I love that song. I do. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, how are you, Mindy?
I'm doing well. I feel really, really excited to be here and to see you today.
So we have a few people in the chat, and Viper saying that song came out great. Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Shout out.
Thanks for that, Viper. I appreciate it so much. It really is a good song.
Yeah, it's perfect. We love it. Yeah.
You know, we have a few people here. Of course, Marianne, our wonderful mod, and we have a new mod. I don't know if she's here yet, Tiff. She's really good at it. She does a lot of work with Guilty of Crime, Jay, and I respect her and trust her, you know, so she might pop in at some point. And I don't know, I know Viper, AD, I think Ghost was here for a minute.
Yeah.
Howard, of course, is always number one. He's here first every week.
Misbehaving.
Yes.
Morning. Morning.
Good morning. I don't know if I missed anybody.
Well, AD's listening. AD's popped in.
Yeah, I think he's at work, so I'm sure.
And also, like you said, Ghost, he might be listening now still too. I'm not sure. A lot of people are working now, so we appreciate you so much being here. I feel really grateful you guys hopping on and you all together here with us. I
don't know if a lot of people are aware. Most of you who come here probably are, but August is recognized as Overdose Awareness Month, the entire month. And certain towns and, you know, they'll do things, excuse me, you know, certain days out of the month, they might have some kind of, you know, something about addiction in certain towns. I know a couple towns will have a little street fair type thing and give away like Narcan and stuff and safety kits and just bring awareness to addiction. Some towns don't do anything at all because they want to pretend it's not happening in their town. But, you know, I wanted to do this show. I just wasn't sure when, but I knew I needed to do it at some point this month. And so this was the perfect time. And, you know, as you all know, I lost Gino to addiction. And there's so many people, so many others that I personally know who have passed from addiction. So, you know, I want to remember Gino today, but I want to remember all of those we've lost, everybody, those I've never met. They mattered. And, you know, their addiction doesn't define them or make them less than anyone else, and they deserve to be remembered. So that's what today is about. It's just me talking. If anybody has anything they want to add, if you want to put someone's name in the chat, just their first name and maybe the date they passed. If you know somebody, if anybody wants to talk about someone they've lost, that's fine too. You don't have to. We're just here to hang out, have our coffee, and, you know, just be together for a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Rebecca. I mean, August is Overdose Awareness Month, and, you know, you always find a way to honor loved ones that have been lost, and like you said, people that you don't even know. So, you know, you always, you know, find a way to do something special. And, you know, this is one way, doing the show today. So I'm grateful. I put together something for you, remembering Gino, because I wanted to for today. But remembering loved ones you have, or even acquaintances, people that you know didn't make it, and just feel horrible about. You know, today's about honoring their lives.
Right. And I think that everyone knows someone or knows of someone who died from addiction. I think everybody knows somebody, whether it was somebody they went to school with, or, you know, I just think that it's just so, it's everywhere. Doesn't discriminate. We say that all the time. So I think everybody knows somebody. And, you know, for me, I don't only think of Gino the month of August or holiday time. I think about him every single day. You know, what he would be doing this time of year. And, you know, I have a little ritual every morning when I get in my car to go out and get my coffee and oatmeal. I have a rosary, and I always say a prayer for Gino. The minute I get in my car, I touch it, I pray. And I do this every time I get in that car. And it's just what I do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like candles.
Yeah, I do a lot of that too.
Yeah, I like candles, you know, and that's something that you do for me, on the anniversary. I also gather personal stones, like memorable things that I want to share at the gravesite.
Right.
And that's what I've done. You know, loss is really hard, you know, to talk about. It's
Yeah.
not like the most pleasant conversation. But you know, sometimes you have to like be grateful and think about the memories, and you know, smile too if you
Right.
can. That's like, you know, like sometimes people can't talk about it, Rebecca. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
there's
some
a lot of
people,
people that can't. They can't. They just will not
yeah, they
even.
can't. Yeah, that's how they handle it. They just keep it inside, you know, depending on, you know, what they've experienced. And then there's some people like you that have this ability to just speak and just share and just have these, you know, amazing conversations. So I think that that's great. That's a great way to grieve. So,
Right.
you know, I
Good
appreciate
evening,
that.
Chrissy. Thank you for coming. Chrissy K is here, I think, if I'm seeing that right. I can't
Yeah.
see very well, sorry. Marianne, what's her comment? Okay.
Herein, candles, prayers, and music is how I honor and remember my lost friends who are no longer among us, but they shine on me daily. Yes.
Right. Yeah, music is another, you know, I can hear a song that will remind me of somebody. You know, it's a smell, something, you know, a certain smell.
Oh, a
Even
scent.
food, like something you see in the grocery store. I mean, it can be anything, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Always
I
keep those.
lost not only Gino, to addiction, but friends many, many years ago, people I went to school with and friends. And, that was back when you didn't talk about addiction. We didn't talk about how they died. We knew, but it wasn't a topic of discussion. It was like, okay, well, so-and-so died. It was from drugs, We didn't even call it addiction then. We just said it was from drugs,
Right,
And
exactly. From drugs.
so, yep.
So broad.
Yep.
Very
I know
broad.
a lot of people, though. I mean, there's so many people that have died from addiction. And, it's something we need to talk about.
Like when you say a lot, I mean, can you count them on one hand or two or?
Probably more than that.
Really?
There's been quite a few. Yeah. It's, there's a lot of people. And,
Yeah.
it's just something that I think needs to be talked about more. We need to educate the kids, because sometimes, oh, it's only this pill, it's this, it's that. But now everything seems to have fentanyl or something else in it. And these kids don't know that. They need to be educated about that. They need to know that there's a chance that what they're taking isn't what they think it is, And I don't think it's talked about.
Yeah, to speak about it. I mean, it has to be spoken about.
Yeah.
I know Alicia D from Intervention. She's been on your show.
Right.
And she says, or has said, I don't know how I survived. I know so many people that I never thought would be alive now, and they're dead. They're gone. They did not make it. She said, I don't know how I'm alive. I'll never forget that, because if she were to count on her hand, I bet she would be same as you, Rebecca, right?
Yeah, probably. And we know probably a lot of the same people that,
Yeah. Christy says, yes, I agree. Never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
And education, definitely, is a must. So, Rebecca, I put this together for, dedicated to Gino. I don't know if you want to see. You help me. You send me some pictures.
That's fine. If you want to play it, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Now this is going to be, to be happy, because these are happy pictures. Look at them. Okay. Ready?
I still think you left too soon, but I'm thankful for your time.
How cute is that?
Heaven's lucky to have you, so was I.
He's so photogenic.
I wish I could call you up when
those trees look familiar.
Yeah, I think he was hiking with his friend Jay. I don't even know where that was.
Yeah.
I mess up one of Grandma's recipes.
This is the coolest pic. That's like the flag in the background, right?
Yeah, I don't know where he always took a lot of
I love that. That's so creative. And look at him pose. He's so cute.
I wish we could catch up on life and such, and hear you laughing at me.
I see those eyes. The Michelot eyes. Beautiful.
But today I found a picture, saw that smile upon your face. I knew everything would be okay. When I need you, you'll be right outside my window. I feel your arms around me when the wind blows. I still think you left too soon, but I'm thankful for your time. 'Cause heaven's lucky to have you. So was I, so was I. best seat in the house. When I need you, you'll be right outside my window. I feel your arms around me when the wind blows.
There we go.
Anyway, the comment that I pinned is Gino's friend Jay, who he used to go hiking with.
Oh, Jay.
Spent a lot of time with Gino. He was a very good friend
thank
to
you.
Gino.
Oh, no wonder why you're so crying, right? Because of Jay?
I gave Jay Gino's guitar when Gino passed away because I knew Jay would take care of it, and he does.
Jay.
And I'm grateful that Gino had him. So, you know, a lot of people, they just didn't bother with Gino, you know, because of everything that he was doing, and Jay never left him. He was always a constant. So.
Oh my gosh, what a blessing! I'm so happy that he came today. What a surprise, Rebecca! Did you imagine this?
I wasn't sure if he, you know, I never know his schedule. I don't know what he's up to, so I never know if he's going to make it, you know. But I know he thinks about Gino all the time. And
good morning, everyone. It's in my office right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes.
You know, Jay came to the funeral home to make Gino's funeral arrangements. I mean, he was just, he's a good friend.
Oh God. I have chills all over. He came in right at the right time, playing the video. I did not even see it.
I can't read that, but he was saying where they were hiking, because that picture, Jay was with him that day.
All right, I'm looking.
All
right. He was saying where he was hiking.
Yeah, that picture where it was taken, because I remember it was when Gino was with Jay hiking somewhere. So I think he wrote where it was. They would go hiking and do so many different things.
Jay says that I watch every Tuesday I can.
Good. I appreciate that. Yep. Jay was, he came to my house, I believe that night when Gino died. He was sitting out on the porch with me, I believe, when they took Gino out. He was there. He got to see it. It was personal, and it's a lot to deal with.
And he's still here.
Yeah, he's a good friend. He was such a good friend to Gino. I knew that if Gino was with Jay, he was good, you know?
Here's where they're in the mountains. Sourlands Mountains of the trail. That's the name of the trail. Tiffany and Gertie came in to say hello. So I have another photo I'm going to pop up right now and change the tune a little bit. So Rebecca, thank you, Jay, for being here and for coming on Tuesdays and for being there for Rebecca and for being a best friend, to being a friend to Gino, because Gino was Gino. Anything else, Rebecca, you want to say?
No, just like I said, Jay was a constant. He shared some videos he found on YouTube of, you know, when they would do, like, they played instruments, band practice stuff, like crazy stuff in somebody's basement where they were goofing off. He shared those with me not too long ago because I had asked if he had any, and it was really funny because it was typical Jay and Gino together having fun, you know, and it was nice.
Oh, wow. if you ever want to tell a story or, share how, I guess you come every Tuesday. That's a way of, remembering Gino. You think of him every day whenever you're with Rebecca. Yeah, or if you have a story you wanted to share, that would be great. I have another picture I want to show to sort of change a little bit the topic, Rebecca. Do you see what I want to add to the stage?
I really can't see it that well.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see it now?
Is it on the stage?
It's on the stage, yeah. So we put two pictures together, okay? And
if Jay is still here, does he think that looks like Gino?
Oh yeah, Jay.
He would.
Jay.
I don't know if he thinks so.
Yeah, it's like, different ages, stages of life kind of thing. Mannerisms.
Yeah, definitely that.
Oh, he wants to know if you want to hear any of the stories.
Anytime, yeah. You want to come up and tell a story, or you just want to put it in the chat, it's up to you, but we can bring you up and you could tell it.
Yeah. If you want to come on.
I know he's probably like, Jay's thinking, I don't know if you want to know some of this shit we did. I know Gino, so I can only imagine. But
so just say yes or no. You want to just a little bit. A little bit he does, but Gino, wow, unique looking guy. Oh, he does look a little bit, but Gino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could see this guy, the way he moves around and stuff, it reminds me so much of how Gino would do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when yeah. This was just one picture put together. So does anybody know who this person is in the chat? Does anybody know who this person is? Next to Gino?
I think a lot of people know him.
We didn't say anything.
But no, Flower Power said AD.
Yep. That's him. Yep. So I sent this to AD. Okay. I did. I sent this to AD. And I was like, so what do you think? What do you think about this? Do you guys look a little similar? And he was like, yeah, I think it's crazy. He does see a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I just, that's what I thought of when I started watching AD. It took me a couple of times to realize, like, why do I, and then I said, wow, he reminds me of Gino. The way he looks, but also the way he moves, his, different things remind me of Gino. And, I just continue to watch him, for that reason. Plus AD is really cool too. And he takes my mind off my, horrible life. So, yeah, I think he looks a lot like Gino and he reminds me of him. So,
yeah, I do. I think so. I mean, the mannerisms, when he dances, he moves, a lot of things.
Yeah, he really does remind me of him. So, anyway, like I said, I don't know if, those of you in the chat have, I'm sure somebody who lost somebody from addiction. And, we're talking about ways that you remember that person, or, do you do anything any certain time of year in their memory, or, that's kind of what we were talking about. And I know me personally, I come on here to talk about addiction every Tuesday. That's one of the things I do. in memory of Gino. You know, at home, I have a whole, you know, shrine memorial inside the house. I have a little garden outside.
Is your shrine combined with Corey's, or is it separate?
The one, yeah, it is. I put them both together, and you know, so
Oh, I have a picture of that. I have a picture of that.
Wait, do you?
Yeah.
That's something I
Yeah.
see every single day. And, you know, you know, I'll light a candle, I'll put flowers out there. I mean, there's just a lot of things I do in memory of Gino. And, you know, like I said, when I get in my car, I do my whole little prayer ritual. And, you know, there's just things I do without even thinking. You know, it just comes to me. And, you know, like I said, I think of him every day, not just holidays or the month of August or birthday. You know, it's all the time.
So we're asking people to put, you know, in the chat, you know, someone they want to say, a name they want to shout out, or how do you grieve? And I explained earlier that I, you know, try to look for stones and shells and to put at the grave site. And I use candles a lot, but I only do candles like once a year. Like, I don't like candles like as a shrine. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like an anniversary thing. And it's actually a special candle that you get. It's like a grieving candle. Have you ever heard of them?
No, not really. I just usually get a candle, like a blue or a purple, you know,
Yes, yeah. I'll get you one. I'll get you one of my grieving candles.
Hey, Hillbilly Estiana. I don't know if anybody else came in. But if, you know, if anybody wants to put the first name of someone they've lost in the chat and the year that they lost them and any way you may honor them, or, you know, just things that make you think about them, that'd be cool. You don't have to.
Now, one way that Rebecca is also trying to honor Gino is helping in Kensington, Philadelphia, in the Kensington Project. And they posted online amazing, amazing things that they do. They go out there and they engage with, you know,
people that are struggling.
Right. People that are on the streets, right? Regardless of what it is, you know.
Yep.
And they set up organized things. And, you know, Rebecca had reached out to them and had a quick conversation. And then we haven't been able to get back in touch with them. So I looked it up and I found out that the Kensington Project, Philadelphia, is actually under the LLC of Kensington Corridor Trust. And I called them. There's a phone number listed for them. And I called them and I left a message saying that, you know, we'd like to volunteer for the Kensington, they call it the Kensington Avenue. To volunteer like Kensington Avenue. They have a goal to keep Kensington healthy and safe. So Kensington Avenue, to keep them healthy and safe. So I thought that was pretty interesting and an update. I left my name and my phone number.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that Rebecca has done. You know, Rebecca does so much in memory of everybody. You know what I mean? She's got this channel. She does her Tuesdays. Gosh, I can't think. She does nice things. She donates, you know, she does kind things. So I'm curious in the chat, what have you done? What have you done?
I don't know if you all remember a while back, I mentioned that I would be going to Kensington, and I'm doing that, but I'm going to go with the, you know, with the Kensington Project, you know, so we're not alone. And, you know, I want to be there. I want to be available to anybody who, you know, who wants help. And
Rebecca, what did you ask me? Do you still want to go?
Well, yeah, because I know you were like, when I showed you the videos and things that were happening there, I think you were like, oh, I don't know. But then I don't have a fear, and I don't know why. I just feel like if I go there and something happens to me, then that's how I was supposed to go out, I guess. I just feel that strongly about being there. I just want to be there. And, we're going to do it. And I'm, going to try to film live from there. So the only thing is, I believe they offer, to take you out on like a Sunday or whatever. So we'll probably go on a Sunday, and then we'll just play what we film on Tuesdays live.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping to really get through to somebody going through the trustee.
I have to go back and check my message and connect with the person I spoke with there. So we can do that. I think somebody had put about their daughter in the year that their daughter's best friend.
Yeah. Howard just said something about going for a ride, listening to music, and he lost a friend.
Somebody else also put.
I see. Chrissy.
Yes.
Chrissy, Rebecca, 2021, my daughter's best friend.
Wow.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Chrissy, how did your daughter take that? Did she, does she still think about her and talk about her best friend?
Yeah. Like, how old was your daughter at the time? There's a couple other people.
I'm sorry, Estiana, for your loss. I see that, and for everyone who's lost someone.
Oh my goodness. I'm so
Jay,
sorry.
I didn't know. Oh my God, Jay,
no
I'm
idea.
so sorry. I had no idea your dad passed away. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
Oh no, Jay.
Wow.
Oh, so his dad passed away in May, and he visited his grave every Wednesday. For Gino, I have replaced St. Patrick's Day for him. LOL.
That was the last time they went out. Jay and Gino and Brianna and Sean all went out, and Gino passed away. That it was actually sometime through the 17th, 18th, because it might have been after midnight on the 18th. So I think they actually listed his date of death as the 18th, but I'll always think of it as St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, that's awesome. That's great, Jay. I love that. St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to have a drink for him, even though I can't drink. I wish I could, but Howard.
Jay, please let your mother know I send my condolences. I had no idea you lost your father. I'm so wrapped up in my own nonsense, crazy life that I don't even keep up with a lot of things. And I apologize for not knowing that, Jay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So Howard, Sandy was a next door neighbor, and you were friends for over 30 years before she lost her fight to addiction. Oh, Anne Murray, CD. Remember Anne Murray?
I do. Oh, and
Flower Power. I lost my oldest sister. Flower Power. She lost your older sister. Oh man. Oh gosh.
Like I said, there's so many people, that everybody knows somebody, and it's I still find a lot of people don't like to say, like, when someone dies from an overdose, people are afraid to say that. I find people make other, they make something up. Oh, well, they had, I don't know, a heart attack or this or that. I think they're embarrassed because they'll be judged or something. And I never hid Gino's addiction. Listen, it can happen to anybody.
Rebecca, you don't hide anything from anybody. You're an
No,
open book.
I mean, literally, my whole life has been out on, social media for quite some time now. And I'm just very honest. And some people take my honesty in the way I talk. They, might think I'm trashy or whatever. I'm just real. This is just who I am. And I became this way during, Gino's addiction, and also, everything that happened with Corey. You become a different person because you're having to fight for your child and your grandchild. So you become this person that you don't even know yourself. You do things that you never thought you would do. You say things you probably shouldn't. And that's who I've become. And I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not making excuses, And like I said, a lot of people have called me, I've seen comments where I'm called white trash or whatever. All right. That's okay.
That's the farthest from the truth. What
Yeah.
you've been through, being silenced and having to hold your tongue and not being heard, and having to lose control to a system that's broken,
Yeah.
and have no control over the most precious part, your family, of your life, not a table, house, anything, but like your family. It's just like, and you were just silenced.
Marianne, on 1 January 2020, Jeff Candles, Thoughts and Music, he sends me signs to let me know he's still watching me from afar. How did Marianne make her letters so big that I could read it? I love it.
They're capitals. They're capitals.
I can't see anything.
So we can see it.
I don't know if Jay's still here, but I know he knows how much I love and care for him, and he's like another one of my kids. He's like family to me, and I just want him to know that, and I appreciate him being there for Gino and for us. He's a good guy, definitely.
Yeah, he said, "I love you. Don't feel bad about his dad." He said, "I love you."
Yeah, he's a good guy, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, Hillbilly said, "Rebecca, I'm glad you're opening up and expressing how you feel." Chrissy K. My brother was an addict for 25 years, off and on, got clean, and died from a heart problem. Oh boy.
Yeah, and I guess with anything, like, they say if you smoke, it causes this. If you do, so I guess long-term drug use can, even if you stop, it does take a toll, and you can have complications as a result of that, and not, die from an overdose or something, but from the long-term effects it has on the body. And that's sad, because you think, oh, I got my shit together, my life is in order, and then boom, you still, I'm sorry, Chrissy, that's horrible,
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Estiana, I still don't know what happened to my nephew. An autopsy was carried out with the mother of his children. They were split up, but she's dealing with everything and hasn't told any of the family. Oh,
wow. Well,
so hopefully you will find something out as time goes on.
Marianne, wait, I lost another comment with Marianne had mentioned someone else. I don't see it. It went up in the chat. Sorry, I missed it, Marianne.
Rip John, Rip Richard, too many to mention. So she's got how many, Marianne?
So many, I bet.
Put them all in one thing, and we're gonna all think of them and say a little prayer. Those little purple hearts.
Yeah. While
Shorty tight. Hello.
Oh,
hello, Shorty Pie. Good morning. We're talking about those we lost from addiction. And how do we remember them? What do we do that's special? Rebecca talked about, volunteering with the Kensington Project, and every day she's got her memorial and she does acts of kindness. She does her YouTube, so what was everybody doing? And so everyone's sharing, and we're sharing names. Chrissy said he was brought back with Narcan twice. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I hear so many things where people say, "Oh, why is Narcan free?" Those people choose to do that to themselves, but people with diabetes can't afford their medication, and I never know how I feel about that. It's like, I mean, Narcan isn't just for that addict that did that to themselves. What if a child found something, or that teenager who was curious and tried something? We have to think of the bigger picture, so wouldn't you want to have Narcan around for if that happened? And people just think, oh, well, these people do this to themselves. Why should we, give them something, I agree with that. I think everybody should have whatever medication they need. It should be available to them, whether it's for diabetes or, whatever it is. I'm diabetic,
I agree. It should be available for them.
But if I couldn't, I would hope that there was some way to get it. But, I have Hillbilly says she keeps Narcan in her vehicle. I have one in my purse, and I have it in my house, both bathrooms, my kitchen cabinet. I keep Narcan too. And I wonder sometimes if I saw somebody experiencing an overdose, it's scary to think, well, what if I do it and they come up kicking and screaming? Because sometimes they come out of it and they're very angry, and it's a scary thought, of like, okay, so now I saved them, but now what? It's scary. But I wonder, would I panic? Would I not use it? Would I be afraid? But I think everybody should educate themselves on Narcan. And
Marianne, she says over 25. Remember I asked Marianne how many people she said, how many people she knows? She said
a lot.
25.
Right.
Bro. He's naming his Mike K, Carlita R, aka CC1, Raul, Jay, Jojo. One of my day ones gone too soon. Rip to all the real ones. See you when I get there. Thank you, T-Bro, for sharing all that. And we're thinking of them for you and for their families and for their loss. Shorty Pie. I lost my mom due to a heroin overdose. She was an IV user since after she gave birth to me at the age of 13. She went to state jail for 6 months, got out thinking she could handle the same amount.
Shorty Pie, you know how often that happens? That happens to so many people. They stop for a little bit and then decide to use again and go back to the same amount that they were using. And that's what happens. I'm sorry to hear that about your mom. I mean, I hear it all the time, though. That's what happened to Gino. He had stopped, and then, he ended up whatever. I don't know what he thought he got that night, but it was pure fentanyl, and that's what killed Gino. And it's scary because they're putting that in everything, and that's what I said. These kids, they are going to try something, and they think it's a pill, and it's not. And we need to educate these kids that you don't know what you're getting.
Education. Hi, again.
Kathleen is here. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, Shorty Pie, I'm so sorry to hear about
Oh my gosh.
That's tough.
I don't know how long ago that was, but losing your mom, to any kind of loss and to addiction, we're so sorry for you.
Yeah, Marianne says they go back to their normal dose they feel is safe, and it's not, and that's a fact. Yeah.
Or they don't know what's in it because what they did before when they were active is not what's happening now. Like things changed over time, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know what fentanyl was. I mean, I knew that they used it in the medical setting, but I didn't know. Chrissy said her daughter got clean 9 years ago and she's so grateful. That's wonderful, Chrissy.
We're here to celebrate successes too.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think, we should always let our loved ones know how proud we are. I don't care if it's a day clean. Good for you. That's one day closer. I mean, I think we should always celebrate them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
That's amazing.
That makes us really, really happy and grateful.
It used to be when I was younger, I wasn't into, I was even afraid to smoke pot. I just was, I would drink beer and stuff, but I was afraid to smoke. But it was like back when I was a teenager, you ran to the, certain neighborhood and knocked on the door and bought your pot, and you knew where you were getting it and you knew what it was and you knew you were going to be okay. But now there is just shit coming in from all over. You don't know what you're getting. The person selling it to you probably doesn't know, and you don't know where he got it from, or she. And that's what's happening. Everything is cut with fentanyl and other things that are just killing people.
Jay's like compounding positivity. Yep. We like the congratulations. We like the good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chrissy said that she has a daughter that got clean. And then I think that she has a different daughter and they hide it well. Yes. They hide it well, Rebecca, huh?
Yeah.
In the beginning, maybe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Marion, that's what happened to Gino. It was pure fentanyl, and he had nothing else in his system. I read that autopsy because I always think I missed something, because I just can't imagine that Gino would use fentanyl. But maybe I missed something. Maybe he had done that before. I don't know. But I can't imagine that he would take pure fentanyl, and it had to be in pill form because there were no puncture wounds on his body from, where he had injected it or anything. So it's just, it's scary. It's just very scary.
Dang pill. Now, Cassandra, I got wasted on Christmas and my adult children will never forgive me. I was in recovery, but I let the stress of the holidays push me over the edge.
That happens a lot, Cassandra, right? Like, certain times a year. And, I think with a lot of people struggling, holidays are probably very difficult, But, Cassandra, we're here, and, we're not just here on Tuesday. I don't know if you've messaged me, you might have, but if you have, and you want to message me again, send me an email. We can talk privately. It doesn't have to be on here. It's up to you. But I do try to make myself available to anybody who needs to talk. Yeah, Marianne, I really believe that Gino did not know what he didn't. I can't imagine that he would just take, fentanyl.
Well, she said I ruined my life forever. Well, you relapse. It's funny, during the holidays, I was thinking, Rebecca, we should do like twice a week during the holidays, because I am not, a recovering person, but the holiday stresses me out where I'm not, I'm maybe too stressed out. And if people are, it is a time of year that people can lose their sobriety, but I don't think it's going to, forever is a long time. So Cassandra,
Yeah, you know what, Cassandra, you can come back from this. You definitely can. There are so many others that have. So don't think that you've ruined your life forever. This is just a little bump in the road.
Jay says drug dealers are usually addicts themselves, and the guy he bought it from wasn't concerned with anything but the cycle of money and drugs.
That's a
so
fact.
true.
That is a fact.
That's the fact. That the end. That's the fact. That's what all they're worried about, is the cycle of getting the money to get their own drugs, to get the money to get their own drugs, and sell it to get the money on drugs.
Yep, exactly.
And they're not concerned about anything else.
No. Cassandra was asking any advice on how to repair this. First and foremost, Cassandra, what I could say is work on yourself, get yourself back on track. You'll have to regain the trust of your family, and it's not easy, because I got to tell you, no matter how great Gino was doing, I always wondered, is he using? Oh, well, he spent this much money in 3 days. What he spend it on? I was always second guessing. And, unfortunately, that's just how it is, as, the parent or anyone who has a loved one, in active addiction, and anyone who's relapsed, we always second guess and wonder. And I know that sucks for you guys, that the person struggling. But all I can say is work on yourself, get yourself back on track, and hopefully your family will see that, and the trust will come back, and they'll start coming around again. It could take time, though, but your life is not over.
I have a question. Rebecca, can she, how can they see how she's doing? Can she reach out to them, before or while she's getting?
Sometimes they won't, they're not going to answer, and don't stress yourself by reaching out and then making that be a reason why you relapse. Oh, well, my kid didn't answer me, so, feeling down and out, I'm going to do this. I think the best thing to do is back away. Don't reach out, work on you, and then give yourself some time, and maybe even just write a letter, an email, something, and just let them know, listen, I have this many days clean. This is what I'm doing. I understand you don't trust me right now, but I hope someday we can rebuild our relationship. But don't hound them daily. After a little bit of clean time, reach out, and then just wait and see. And then maybe, a Christmas card, a birthday card, that you have to take baby steps, because they have to learn to trust you, and they have to understand addiction,
Cassandra, listen, this is such amazing, great advice, is to work on yourself, and they'll see a change, and you will see a change, and you will see a change in your thoughts and how you act, and you'll know when it's the right time to approach them, right, Rebecca?
Of course. And, Cassandra feels like she has nothing. You might feel like that right now, but I'm here to tell you, you can rebuild and get your life back. It might not be the life you left behind, but you can do good things. You can rebuild, and you can have a life again. Your addiction and your screw ups and bumps in the road don't define who you are, and you can do it. You definitely can. And, you can't rely on your family to help you do this. It's up to you. and the resources out there. You know, call a local hospital or a treatment center if you feel like you're ready to go take this seriously and do it. Reach out. I know there's usually a wait for beds. Reach out, get yourself on that waiting list and take it seriously and work on you. And I think your family may come around. And if they don't, then you know what? Your new life will look a little different, but that's okay.
And we're going to always be here every week and more. I put Rebecca's email in the chat, and she seriously looks at her email and waits. So if you have any doubt that she's not available, don't, because she looks for the, emails after, her live to see if anybody follows up and needs any more support. So Exo Bean says there was always a risk of getting fentanyl, but thankfully me and my partner got into treatment, but before it became so widespread. Yeah.
And how are you doing now? Are you guys both still clean, you and your partner, Exo?
Yeah. Lacey, well, he answers. Charlie's here, and he says he's finally getting back. Hi, Charlie.
Oh, Miss January's here also.
Oh, cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. He thought he lost everything in the beginning, and he's finally getting back to at least part of the family, my mom and my sister. I still have 3 brothers to get back to, but it does take time. So he said that he thought he had nothing to in the beginning.
See, Cassandra, look at what Charlie said. You know, he thought he lost everything and he's rebuilding. So it can happen. And I always encourage people who are watching to reach out to each other, who are going through or have gone through similar situations. That could be a big, help to you. And
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Jay said, practice gratitude for the things you do have. I can't act as guidance, but I know taking stock of what's going right, no matter how small, can help.
You're right. That's true.
Absolutely. And, that's a thing that, in the morning, when you first wake up, is that the first thing that's on our minds? Sometimes it's not, but it's a great thing to do.
I went through, obviously I don't have any addiction history, my own personal struggle, but with Gino and then, losing Corey, then losing Gino, I would wake up and think, why am I even awake? What is the point of me waking up? Like, I've lost everything. But then I really hadn't lost everything. I still had living children that needed me. And I knew that there was a greater purpose for me. And I'm not coming on here preaching and saying I'm doing all these wonderful things, but I look in this chat and the one person that always comes to mind is Howard. And if Howard comes on here every week and we keep him company and give him a reason to look forward to next Tuesday, then I've done my job. And so I always think that, okay, I always go to Howard because Howard has always been here.
And you've done something good. And that's what you mean by
that's my purpose.
Your job.
Now
That's your whole purpose.
I look forward to Tuesdays, as sad as it is for me, to come here and talk about Gino. It's, I have to smile and laugh sometimes too, because like I said, Gino was a person. The addiction didn't define him. He was funny. He loved everybody. People would treat him badly and call him a junkie, and he just still went with it. He went with life. He just didn't let that get to him. He hated being the way he was. He didn't want to be that way, but he couldn't help himself, and yeah. So my purpose is, to be here. And, I can't say that. I always sit here and think, sometimes I can't wait to see if heaven is real and if I am going to be reunited with those who have passed. And sometimes I think, I can't wait to go so I can, I can see if it's real, because I have my doubts sometimes, and but then I think, well, I need to be here though, because I have, a granddaughter, I have children, I have people like that want to hear what I have to say. And I think I'm making a little bit of a difference. I'm not saying I'm moving mountains or anything, but I just, I feel like I need to be here right now, and I'm not ready to go yet.
Jay says, you've succeeded in life if you make life easier for at least one other person, Rebecca. I wanted to say that we share that in common. I mean, I have ingrained in me an empathy and a caring nature. That's sort of why I got into social work and why I'm part of your family and here today, because I have the same purpose too. I'm retired, but I'll never give this up. I'll do whatever I can to support somebody, to help someone, and give an ear. People call me and they ask me for a little bit of advice. I actually know someone that's suffering right now. And I say suffering because his family has to babysit him from addiction, alcohol addiction. And he had so much anxiety about treatment, heard horrible things about detox, but he finally got in to treatment. So I'm grateful for that. And, that's why, Rebecca, I'm with you on your journey. I'm here 100% on your journey with you. Rebecca, you're helping all of us, Marianne says. Exo Bean, getting clean is tough, but rebuilding relationships and trust is just as hard.
It is. It's not easy. That's a fact, and you have to understand your, family and friends. It's going to be hard for them to trust you when you say something because of the history, you know what I mean? Especially if you've relapsed more than one time, people get frustrated with you because they really don't understand it, and you have to be patient with them just like they have to be patient with you. It's a little give and take, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And,
you see both sides. You see both sides. Totally.
Right.
You see the side of the person suffering with the addiction, and you see the side of the mom.
Yeah. And, it's tough. It's tough on both sides. Everybody has remorse and regret, and, you just gotta know that you can do better, and you will do better. And hopefully your family will come back around. And if they don't, then the new you, it's going to look totally different for you, but you're going to be here. You're going to be clean and sober. And maybe your goal, instead of trying to, if your family's not willing, maybe help someone else struggling, be that crutch for somebody else when you have some clean time on, I just, that's my thought,
Love it, Rebecca. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of great words of wisdom. Exo Bean, getting clean is tough, but rebuilding relationships and trust is just as hard.
That's right. It definitely is. But, Marianne just said, Cassandra, please work on yourself first. And that's exactly what I said. Get yourself right and then worry about that other stuff,
Yeah. Charlie said, I stole money and jewelry from my mom for my crack addiction. I thought I would never speak to my mom again. I've been clean 5 years. You have to want to be clean to be clean. And now he's talking to his mom. Yeah, that's Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie,
yeah, he came on.
I mean, we can't want it for the person struggling. They have to want it. We can want them to be clean and pray for it and but they have to do it. They have to want it. They have to put the work in. We can't do it for them.
Yeah. Shorty Pie, my two younger sisters are bad on heroin as we speak, and it hurts my heart. I've been helping, but they don't want it. My younger sister is 34 and looks bad. No teeth and track marks all over her body. So she's in bad addiction, and it's getting to her body. And she's 34. Oh, so sorry. And they don't want help, Rebecca.
There's nothing you can do. You can't do it for them. Unfortunately, it has to be what they want. And some people aren't ready. I mean, everybody's rock bottom is different. It looks different for everybody. And maybe your sister just has not hit that rock bottom yet. And sometimes rock bottom is too late, and I don't mean to say that. I know it sounds terrible, but that's the facts, and all you could do is pray and offer and just say, I'm here when you're ready, and hope that it clicks one day,
I tell her daily, when you are ready, my doors are open. It's the best I can do.
That's all you can do. You can't do it for her. You just let them know you're there when they're ready. They have to want it. That's right, Kathleen. They have to want it.
Do you think they want you to keep calling the family, like, no matter what, Rebecca? Like, even though they're in the active addiction?
I sometimes, they can take you calling them as hounding them, and they don't want to talk to you because they don't want to hear what they're doing to you or to themselves, so I think it depends. I mean, I would talk to Gino during his active addiction, and then there would be days that would go by that he wouldn't take my calls and I wouldn't hear from him. And I would wonder, oh my God, did something happen? Am I never going to know? Like, what if he's out on the street,
Yeah. I mean, Jay said you wish you could exercise it out of them or something. Yes. So agree. Wouldn't that be great? I love that.
I would have conversations with Gino and I'd say, what did I do wrong that made you like this? And he'd say, you didn't do anything. It's like, because I would say, what can I do to fix this? And he's like, you can't. He's like, it's just hard. You don't understand. And he would cry to me. I don't want to be like this. And that broke my heart. Like, it was just so out of his control,
And guess what she just wrote? Cassandra, I don't want to be like this.
Wow.
She just wrote that, I think, before you said that. Okay. This is going back.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to be like this. I get so much anxiety and want to numb it out, and the pain. Anxiety, and mental health, is, coexist. Okay. So, the anxiety has to be addressed along with the addiction. And they're different diagnoses, but they go together. So, right, Rebecca? I mean,
I believe that for a lot of people suffering from addiction, that there's an underlying mental health issue that maybe was not diagnosed or treated. I think that's with a lot of people. I'm not saying everybody, but I think, a lot of the treatment centers offer a dual diagnosis program. So, yeah, see, Charlie just said, it's so funny. Like, we all know the same, it's, yeah.
Charlie wrote, I went into a dual diagnostics hospital. I was an addict and have anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
And then they treat both. It's not just like, right. And I don't know, Charlie, if you know this, but they want you to be like detox before you go into a hospital or something like that, or do they do it there? But you have to acknowledge whenever you go either to a hospital or to anything and say, I have also anxiety or PTSD or depression, or, I have 2 things going on now. Please help me. I'm not just one thing I'm not just one thing.
Yeah, it's
Kathleen said this group helps me understand my sister, or under my sister, how to be a good sister for her. She cleaned up with my help. Her and her boyfriend are clean. I'm so proud. I'll keep my eyes on her. I want her to stay clean.
that's great news, Kathleen. I'm happy to hear that.
Absolutely. Yes. That's awesome. Yes. Keep us posted on that. I'm really happy for you. And what's this? Oh yeah, Rebecca, you've been through hell and back. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I didn't finish. And here you are using your voices for the voiceless, always trying to help others. I give you a lot of grace. Oh,
Thanks.
that's so sweet.
I appreciate that.
That's so sweet. Yes.
Yeah, Cassandra, I don't know if you could see Cassandra's, she has anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
It's
I
not
don't want to get your business out here, Cassandra. I don't know if you're being treated for any of those things, but that would be the first step, I think. Reaching out and getting help with that if you're not already, and, take it from there. And you'll see there's a reason for you to be here.
Absolutely.
T-Bro, I'll check it out. The music. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love my music, definitely.
Yeah. Rebecca likes, you know a lot of music.
I listen to
cool.
everything. I go from rap to country to, I like it all. I don't discriminate. Gina was very much like me when it came to music.
Shorty Pie told her sisters about Tuesday talks, and she hopes one day that they tune in.
I hope so too. I hope so.
Love it. Absolutely.
So I just want to mention, for anybody who's local, like New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, if you want to join me, and if Mindy is still going,
I am.
Volunteer for the Kensington Project that's going into Philadelphia and going on Kensington Ave and handing out necessities to people struggling with addiction, offering help. If anybody wants to come and volunteer their time and do that, it's not going to cost you anything, just your time. If anybody wants to go, I would love to have more people go with us.
Oh, definitely. The more the merrier, the more fun, and it's a way to give back and to do for others.
It'll be on a Sunday. I don't know which Sunday, but that's when I plan to do it I'll go on a Sunday. And there's a whole organized group that does this all the time. So we're not going to be just standing in the street, not knowing what we're doing. It's very organized, and they appreciate the help.
Rebecca's made it clear that she doesn't care, like, if she dies or not.
Well, right? No, I mean, like, it is a scary environment. If you watch, there's a YouTube, there's a live channel of Kensington. It's not pleasant. You're going to see things that you're not going to be able to unsee. You're going to be dealing with maybe people that you're not used to being around. I don't fear that. And listen, the way I see it, if it's my time to go and that's where it happens, then that's where it was meant to happen. I'm doing what I enjoy doing. And if that's when I go, then I went out doing what helping somebody. That's all.
Yeah. I am very into this. I really want to go. I'm just concerned with the explosive violence that has been going around, like in cities all over the place, not, just Philadelphia.
Right.
Violence that doesn't have anything to do with the addictions or who the people are serving.
listen, Philly's just a rough area. Minus the addiction, it's rough out there, just like other places. It's just, certain parts are a rough area.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Gino never blamed anyone despite his own pain. He always lifted other people up. He learned that from you.
Thanks,
Wow.
Jay. I think I credit myself for all the positive in Gino's life because, unfortunately, although Gino had a father growing up, he didn't, if you know what I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm going to say. And his father growing up was just a means to pay the bills and live in a nice house, basically. Yeah, so I take all the credit for all the positive in Gino's
He
life.
was around. He was around, but they were not close. And he wasn't,
He ridiculed him all the time. He didn't support. So, I take all the credit for Gino's positive, his taste in music and his, I say that's all me, all the positive. Yeah, Jay, I remember you had to put Vito in his place at the funeral. He came after me there, if you
what?
You recall.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't want to get into it on here, but there was a bit of an episode outside at the Gino's viewing, and Jay came to bat for me, and nobody else did. They just stood there, including Richie. He just stood there, and Jay,
I bet you Jay knows the truth. Jay knows the absolute truth.
Jay knew everything, so yeah, I'll never forget that, and yeah, I just, like I said. Oh, somebody, can you put my email back up, Mindy, please?
Yeah, I'll put it back up. Can you read this up on there while I do that? Or, I looked to Rebecca.
She's one tough cookie. Her stories and what she's been through just proves to me that we can overcome anything. God give his hardest battles to his strongest warriors. Well, thank you, Shorty Pie. But, I got to tell you, sometimes I don't feel so strong, I break down but then I get myself back up again because I need to be here. And I think this channel gives me that strength and makes me want to be stronger and be here for people. That's why I'm here. And
absolutely.
That's going.
She gets her energy and her strength from doing good things and constantly, what can I do better? What can I do for this person? What can I do for that person? And how can I keep, Gino's legacy alive, memory alive, and, keep justice for Corey and Corey's memory alive too. So she's got a lot of passion and a lot of goals, and she's reaching them. She's here. So we need you all to like, subscribe, and share this channel to anybody you think that could benefit from it or not, just share it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be in recovery or a struggling addict. You can be the friend, the parent, the loved one of an addict, and just come here, and we're here to support you. Yeah, Jay, I have a more vulgar term that I'd like to call him, but an ass will be good enough for now. Thank you. I have other names for him, and I hate to feel that way because I have, Bree and Nikki, that's their dad, but he is just an ass is a good word.
That's so funny.
But,
I had to put that up there. Sorry.
No, it's, my kids know how I feel about him, and they can't deny that he's done a lot of bad, so, and listen, I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I never bashed Gino for his addiction and never made him feel less than, anyone else. So, that's a whole different show, I guess, right?
Yeah. I was
But
just looking for.
yeah, I just I don't want to stay on much longer. I know people are, they've been here and everybody has stuff to do. But I just want to say again, if anybody wants to come to Philadelphia on a Sunday and volunteer their time helping those struggling, it's not going to cost you anything but your time. Well, I can't guarantee that you won't see things that you can't unsee. It's rough. You might want to look at the Kensington live cam on YouTube before you decide to go, because it's not pretty. And I don't blame anybody if you don't want to go, but if anybody does want to go, we're going to coordinate with this Kensington project. You're not going to be alone. We're all going to be together.
And it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We are going to have.
I mean, I don't
fun.
want to say fun, but you're going to get the great feeling that you've helped somebody. And, it's a good feeling. Trust me, when you know that you've done something, to make somebody feel like they matter, because you know what? So many of those people on those streets laying there nodding off, they don't know that anybody cares. They feel like they are at the end. And, we could be that person that convinces them, like, hey, you don't know me, but I came here to help you. I'm here for you, and that's all some people need sometimes. Yeah, Tiff, if you want to go, we'll all go in the same car.
Yeah, definitely. We are. We're going together.
Yeah, we'll everybody, we could meet up in one place, or, and we'll go
absolutely
in the same car. And
you're on the way, actually.
Yeah.
You're south, so she's sort of on the way going to Philadelphia.
Yeah. But, like I said, we could be that person that lets somebody know that, oh my God, these people came here. I don't know them, and they're telling me that I'm worthy of their time. And, wow, I think I can do that. You don't know what somebody's thinking. Some people may just need to see a friendly face and a hug. I mean, like, you matter. And that's what it's all about,
Yeah. So Billy said, Rebecca, I'm so glad that you have this channel, because it does mean a lot to many of us that are here every Tuesday. Yeah.
Tiff, I'll definitely post details as soon as we hear back from the Kensington project. I will definitely post details, and it would be great if you could go, and if anybody else wants to go, and if you're not from here or close by, reach out and try to help somebody in your area if you feel inclined to do so. That would be wonderful. It's such a good feeling. It really is. And I know the people struggling appreciate it. They may not communicate that, but they do, because I can remember, Gino being out on the street. I get so... And he would call me, and I wasn't nearby, and he would say, Mom, I'm so thirsty. I feel like I'm going to die. I just need something to drink. I need water, or he would be hungry. And I hated that. And I only wish that, these organizations were out there to help then, or if he would have been able to find somebody that was out doing this, because I'm sure they existed. But it kills me to think these people are out there and they're hungry and they're cold and they're, struggling. I can't stand it. And that's why I want to go and I want to do this, because that could be Gino. That was Gino at one time. And, there's somebody's kid, mother, brother, sister, father, whatever. It's, I just want to get out there, and I just want to help somebody, and anybody, or, even if it's just one person. I need to do this, because that was Gino at one time. So,
yeah,
that's my goal. I just want to help the other Ginos out there, if that makes sense. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. And it's
That's
going
what
to
I'm here
be a
for.
good feeling. My cousin is in Camden under the bridge. So
Wow.
we'll be,
Camden's another rough area, Tiff, right?
yeah, Atlantic City. We have a lot of little areas,
A lot
but
of scary places around us, you know. It's
hmm
unfortunate, but it's everywhere.
absolutely.
It's not just here, it's all over. But
Well, we all definitely, we know this means a lot to you. And we are all here for you and with you, Rebecca. And, you know, you're here for a lot of other people. I'm here for you. Um, for whatever I could do to support you in your accomplishing your mission, your passion, your goals, your day-to-day life.
I appreciate that. I
Yes.
just, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I just want to thank everybody who came on today. Cassandra, please email me. Charlie, anybody who needs to email me. Um, Anybody who wants to come on and share their story, you're always welcome. You don't have to. If you want to just reach out to me and talk about it, you don't have to come on here and tell everybody your story. You know, I hope you all come back next week. I look forward to this, and I really am here to help. If anybody needs just to talk, I'm here for that. Um, can you put my email again one more time, Mindy?
Sure.
I just, we're here to help. I'm definitely always available through email, and I do check. I want to just shout out to someone named Rachel reached out to me, and through email and text, and I reached back out to her again today. And I don't know if she's here, but please get back in touch with me. I'm here. Um, you know, I'd love to talk to you or anybody for that matter. And that's it. You know, I just thank you all for always showing up. And again, whatever I can do to help anybody, I'm here. And again, just do something this month of August for anybody that you know, who lost the battle with addiction. Light a candle, say something. If you go to church, pray for them. You know, just do something in memory of that person, because they did matter, and their addiction doesn't define them. And that's it. Thanks again, everybody. And I appreciate you all. And I hope to see you next week. Everyone have a great week.